let me bring on board Nitin Raija, Chief Investment Officer with AQF Advisors. Nitin, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Characterize the big picture for us. Are you a bit surprised with the strength? It's been a one-way street from 5,500 to 6,050 in a matter of just 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think so, Nikunj. If you really even ask a lot of technical analysts, who follow charts, they themselves have been probably surprised by the kind of strength that this market has seen. Considering the amount of bad news that has been flowing, you're not getting any on the political front, not getting any business transacted or any bills passed in Parliament and so on and so forth. So in that scenario, but clearly the highlight has been corporate results. I think corporate results have been better than the worst fears. Corporate India, it has been helped by the fact that commodity prices have been down and there have been surprises across the board. So in that sense, I think it's really corporate India which is buoying up this. Also the fact that global factors have been benign. US markets are touching all-time highs and that kind of also has helped, and flows have been decent. So yes, if you look at it from a pure valuation perspective, it does seem to us that the market is a little toppish, but who knows, the kind of flows we are seeing could probably see the markets going up. But I would advise the way we are looking at the market is, rather than trying to, kind of time the markets, we're focusing more on stocks, because we know volatility is here to stay. We know the markets can correct from here. So we would rather hold on to fundamentals and individual stocks and buy into the markets.
Nitin, the big story today could be the outcome of Karnataka elections. Do you think from an equity market perspective that is a big event or a no event?
Frankly, if you ask me, Nikunj, unless and until there is a significant surprise out there, I think most people know that the Congress is going to come, and that's not great news from a Congress perspective to think that people are voting for the Congress. Put yourself in the if you were in the people of Karnataka, you're choosing between two parties with not much of choice between either. So the incumbency factor is playing against the BJP, and they've seen misrule and fighting. So, the people are saying, well, what is the choice we have? Let's bring back the Congress. So I think over a period of time, state elections, and if you ask me, central elections have clearly become delinked. State elections is more about local issues. So yes, in my view, really, it's a day event if you ask me. But I don't think it's really going to significantly help the government's cause at the center too much.
Where do you see leadership coming into this market? We're seeing activity in the banking space, but in this up move, where would you place your bets as far as risk is concerned?
Well, I think, besides the obvious ones that have, shown good numbers, the private sector banks, some of the NBFCs, like Mahindra & Mahindra, based on a strong rural story. You've also seen the pharma pack do well. I think the mid-cap IT pack has shown, some very, very encouraging numbers. And, we are also getting a little bullish on the auto pack, led by the fact that raw material prices being low have, kind of helped them, and some currency movements for a few stocks like Maruti and Hero Honda have helped them. I think it's that's another pack that we are getting bullish on.
Right. Nitin, what is the deal with Sun Pharma? It hit a new all-time high yesterday. If I look at the existing market cap of Sun Pharma, it is nearly 1 lakh crore. And if I look at the combined market cap of Lupin, Cipla and Ranbaxy, it is still less than Sun Pharma. I fully understand that Sun Pharma is a great franchise, a great company. They are growing in US. The return on equity is more than 35%. But what explains this 35% surge in Sun Pharma this year?
Well, Nikunj, if you look at Sun Pharma, historically it has even traded at a higher valuation in terms of multiples. Currently at these prices, I believe it is trading roughly around 23, 24 times. It has seen a recent surge. It was at 790 or 800 odd just about a month and a half ago, and has moved up 20%. So if you really see Lupin and you see its other peers, they all are trading at about 21, 22 times. So Sun Pharma is really trading at the premium that it has always traded historically, close to a multiple. A far larger company. I mean, if you just take a simple statistic, open up the kind of filings that they have, the number of filings, they are way ahead of even the nearest competitor. The number of filings that they have and the filings that have been approved, they're almost, at times, they're almost like a 30 to 40% ahead of any of the rest of them. The nearest, the second one that comes to them is Aurobindo, and then the rest of them are far, far behind. So I mean, it's trading at the premium because of the kind of pipeline it enjoys. It's trading at a premium because of quality of management as such. So not really surprising.
Nitin, I distinctly remember that you tracked the NBFC space with the magnifying glass, and you tracked Bajaj Auto Finance, or Bajaj Finserv and Mahindra Financials with the magnifying glass. At the current juncture, is there merit in revisiting NBFCs? Because if interest rates come down, NBFCs will really benefit the first.
Oh, absolutely. We continue to be bullish on these, and we've been talking about these almost continuously. I mean, you've got to see the result of Mahindra and Mahindra Finance that was declared. I mean, in such a difficult environment, the way they have gone about, the management of the business has been, super. As such, the rural story, despite whatever a lot of people might say, has been, intact. And the fact that, if you're going to have a normal monsoon, as has been made out the last time we were on the show, it can only benefit, companies like them. So I think the story remains very much intact, whether it's Mahindra and Mahindra Finance, whether it's Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finserv is more of insurance rather than finance as such. So it's really Bajaj Finance and Mahindra Finance.
Nitin, the Nifty is now less than 300 points away from a new all-time high. And if I look at the market mood is really reminding me of a bear market low. There is no participation, volumes are anemic, traders are out, and investors are overcautious. Do you think now it's a matter of time the left-out syndrome will kick in, naysayers will turn believers, and that will really help this market to propel forward?
If you go by what most analysts say, yeah, sure. I mean, you could probably take the all-time highs out. It's very amusing, Nikunj, I was just looking at historical numbers or reading conversations. Every time the market gets close to 6,000 and everybody comes up and says, all-time highs will get taken. Once you have a correction of 500 points and they say, it looks very difficult for all-time highs to be taken. So, the question is, does anybody know? I think the answer is no. But given the current flow, I don't rule out that why it cannot be taken. But I think it is difficult as such, at least in the shorter term, for that to happen personally, if you ask me. Yes, will it happen during the course of the year? Possibly, yes.
What do you make, Nitin, of the fresh highs that a lot of these pharma stocks are making, Sun Pharma, Lupin, and of course the interest that defenses are seeing, and HUL in particular?
I mean, people are paying a price for quality, growth, and are ready to pay even, the market is extremely polarized. So on the one hand, people are ready to pay valuations and prices for stocks where they feel much more certainty, less volatility as such. On the other hand, you have a bunch of stocks where, the valuations are pathetic, but nobody wants to touch them.